Finally, a new Mutants army builder. That was my first reaction when Marvel Legends Sunspot X-Men 97 was revealed at SDCC 2025. But now that he's in hand, is that still the case? In this review, I'll compare him to older New Mutants figures, test out his army builder potential with headswaps, and see if the New Mutants body is really the highlight or if something else actually steals the show. Let's get into it. Hasbro really did a great job bringing Amelia Vidal's X-Men 97 art to life with this Sunspot figure. What stands out is how much it not only looks like the animated character, but also captures some of the likeness of the voice actor Guy Agostini. If you look closely, there are subtle hints of his facial features in the head sculpt of Sunspot. Now, my assumption is Hasbro uses a real-life reference for the inkjet printed heads. And what better choice than the actual Sunspot actor himself? We've seen them do something similar before with X-Men 97 Rogue, which I highlighted in my Headswap and Kitbash review of that figure. So it feels like they're following the same design approach again with Sunspot. In the hair department, probably second best compared to the X-Men 97 Wolverine in Lumberjack. He has a lot of sculpted strand hairs, but in some areas, of course, there is those solid parts, which is consistent to the show. It's really hard to beat Wolverine in terms of being hairy because Wolverine is supposed to be the most hairiest character. In terms of the facial expression, he has a stoic look, and despite of the dark colors, Hasbro managed to add some inkjet printing details to bring out the scope of his face. There is really nothing exciting about his plain costume, or was it really exciting because of the Kitbash potential? But everything is all painted on. There is no sculpted costume details. The belt is a separate piece and it's nice red with a X logo in yellow. Well, the nice thing is Hasbro did not paint on his gloves. There is a sculpted detail in terms of his gloves. From the back, nothing much, some sculpted muscles. The shade of yellow that Hasbro used is so light. There has been complaints that the yellow does not match the existing New Mutants army builder females. At first, I was okay with that because those uniforms are from a different New Mutants era. But the problem is, in the show, it's a different shade of yellow. It's the same shade of yellow that the new X-Men 97 morph has, which I assume is just pure coincidence that the New Mutants Danny Moonstar body has the same color of yellow. What do you think? Is it pure coincidence or just Hasbro? Sunspot has a Spider-Man-like articulation with an upper torso swivel and an ab crunch hidden underneath his red belt. Lately, the belts are so tight that they don't get out of place. But sometimes it hinders articulation like the Maximum Series Deadpool. Plain black legs with double jointed pinless knees. The boots are nicely sculpted. The animated looking boots are similar to the design of X-Men 97 Cyclops, which I reviewed recently. X-Men 97 Sunspot comes with a pair of open palm expressive hands. The fingers are wide apart. There are some small sculpted details, folds along the gloves. These hands can hinge forward and back. Completing the total number of hands to 4 is a pair of closed fist hands. Similar thing with the other hand, they're just plain yellow plastic, and these hands can hinge forward and back. Any of the hands can hold on to the power effects included with Sunspot. The power effects are not identical, which is an interesting thing because usually Hasbro would include identical power effects. For the first one, you can see inside there is a sculpted fist inside, which means the closed fist hand should be able to plug inside. I tried with Sunspot, it seems that it won't fully get in. The hole is probably too small for this particular fist. Probably the power effect is for a thinner character. I don't have every Marvel Legends ever made, so I tried out Morph. The hand cannot fully get in because of the jacket. Maybe the power effect is designed for a female. I tried out Jubilee and similar case with Morph because of the jacket. She cannot fully get her fist inside. Finally got a successful one. It is the Gamerverse Psylocke, and her hands fit just right. The closed fist hands, that is. Because of that, I assume every adult female Marvel Legend can use this power effect and it can plug in completely except for Jean Grey. The second flame effect is, I assume, to be brand new. It's a fireball, and there is a nicely sculpted like ring around it, a half ring where you can slide in the fingers so that Sunspot can hold on to it tight and it won't just fall off. Although Sunspot has a very simple costume design, the power effects makes up for it. If you don't want Sunspot to casually hold the fireball, instead you want it firing away, there is a mold at the end of the fireball which has a shape that will allow you to peg in his open palm hand. Of course, it would need help from the ends of the flame to be in between each finger so that they won't fall off. Sunspot is a simple figure, but I managed to create a comprehensive review of him. If you like that, hope you give this review a hype, like, subscribe to my channel, and share this with your friends. For places where the figures in this review might still be available, I left some links in the description below.
I'm Tuggernaut!
X-Men 97 Sunspot's costume is a direct homage to the 1983 New Mutants uniform. And the colors do match. It looks vintage yellowish color. Maybe the concept art Hasbro was working with has those colors. Who knows? The costume of the Walgreens exclusive Danny Moonstar is from the 2009 New Mutants. This means Sunspot costume is vintage. It's really old, so it won't match when you try to army build Sunspot to complete the New Mutants lineup alongside Danny Moonstar and Karma, who is in their 2009 New Mutants costumes. Even if you try to army build Sunspot, the heads of existing Marvel Legends figures are adult size male, like Cannonball right here, so the proportions won't match. Plus, there is that brown part of his skin. Cannonball is not supposed to be brown, but the brown can match his headpiece. If only it was possible for Hasbro to include alternate teenage heads of other New Mutants male. For a Cypher Kitbash, here we have the Harvey Dent head on the New Mutants Sunspot body. The skin tone won't match because Flash Thompson Agent Venom's skin is different from Sunspot, of course, and this head looks rather large as well. Since the unmasked head of Miles Morales looks like a person who has mortgage and kids, let's try out his head on this New Mutant's body. And unfortunately, his head looks tiny. The Sunspot head on Miles Morales' body goes the other way around. It's huge, so it's not a good head swap. One thing missing for the X-Men 97 Sunspot figure is a powered up head. It's quite different from the comics to the animation because when Sunspot is powered up, his body will be all black. And I assume that's gonna be an easy repaint for Hasbro in the future. But for now, the best that we can do is perform a head swap. From the Deadpool Strong Guy Build-A-Figure wave, we have the Sunspot head and power effects on the new X-Men 97 New Mutants body. Thankfully, the head does not look huge on this teenage body mold. Here he is using the X-Men 97 Sunspot flame effects, and it works just fine. So, which effects do you think is more accurate for Sunspot, giving your old X-Force Sunspot a depowered head, but it's a bit younger version. But it works fine. It's just the right size. We also need to try out the new flame effects. Unfortunately, the old Sunspot has only closed fist hands, but you can still peg in the closed fist hand to the fireball effect, even though it's not a perfect match. Probably needs a little bit of balancing. Here is a New Mutants lineup. Missing is Rain Sinclair, Wolfsbane. The reason is Wolfsbane never wore that costume from 2009 that Danny Moonstar and Karma is wearing. She was with X-Force at that time. They all have different costumes from different eras. Hey, it's the best that we can do to build a New Mutants Marvel Legends lineup. The new X-Men 97 Marvel Legends Sunspot stands 15.4 centimeters or 6 inches tall. According to Topps X-Men 97 digital trading card, Roberto stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, making this figure slightly tall. Probably because of the hair. For some X-Men 97 Marvel Legends size comparison, one of my most viewed review, which is Emma Frost, then Cyclops, Jean Grey, Cable, and the Goblin Queen. The House of Darkhold, Nightcrawler, Mystique, Rogue, X-Men 97 Wolverine, and the Trial of Magneto. Reviewed first in the channel is the power couple X-Men 97, Cyclops, and Marvel Girl or Jean Grey, Secret Wars Wolverine, and Storm. Maximum Series Dupe, Maximum Series Deadpool, Maximum Series Spider-Man, Maximum Series Hulk, combined together for a Maximum Series price tag which is more than the whole wave of X-Men 97 Wave 3. From the Spider-Man Gamerverse, Black Suit Spider-Man, Kingpin in Black, Gamerverse Psylocke, and Thanos. Executive Replicas and Loose Collector, Crusade Comics She. Beside her is Darna, Philippines version of Wonder Woman by Halimao Sculptures and Loose Collector. 1/12 scale Medicom toy Mafex brown costume Wolverine. Mesco 1/12 Bishop. 6-inch scale versus 7-inch scale size comparison. Marvel Legends Sabretooth from the 50th anniversary of Wolverine 2-pack. 7-inch scale Marvel Select Sabretooth. New Mutant size comparison. Walgreens exclusive Danny Moonstar, Karma, Walgreens exclusive Magic, and the Warlock Build-A-Figure. Sunspot comes in the new X-Men 97 retro card back packaging. On top, it says X-Men 97 and a new team art by Amelia Vidal. On the side is art by Amelia Vidal. You can see the figure and all of its accessories. At the back is product renders of all the figures in this wave. A product render of Sunspot. There is no read up, you'll have to go to Hasbro Pulse to read that. What you can read right here is some warning, legalities, consumer info, a barcode, and recycle, just like how Hasbro recycles. For articulation, his head can move from side to side easily, can look up and look down with the neck with a hinge. Arms can extend that far. He has a butterfly joint right here. He can do a full 360 right there, bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows. His wrist can swivel and can hinge forward and back. He has an upper torso swivel. He has an up crunch that can allow him to crunch forward that much and crunch backward that far. He doesn't have a waist swivel. He can do a split, upper thigh swivel, double jointed pinless knees, can kick back, kick forward. Sunspot has a hidden boot cut, feet can hinge forward and back, and has an ankle rocker. The new Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Sunspot is an excellent representation of the character from the show. As we saw, there's a lot of potential here, not just for army building, but also for Hasbro to reuse this mold, maybe even repaint it all black for a proper powered up Sunspot from the show. For X-Men 97 collectors, this one feels like a must-add. For casual X-Men fans, it really depends. The animated likeness, especially the hair, might turn off collectors who prefer the classic comic book look. So for those collectors, it's more of a maybe. Either way, if you're building out your X-Men shelf, I got a full playlist covering the rest of the X-Men 97 Marvel Legends figures, link on the top right corner of your screen. Thank you for watching. I hope I answered your questions about the Marvel Legends X-Men 97 Sunspot. If you have other questions, leave a comment down below. Please, if you found this helpful, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and share this with your friends. And there's a new hype button, hiding probably in your far right. Hope you click that one as well. I'll be working on some headswaps and kitbash for one of the famous characters in this X-Men 97 Wave 3. Click that notification bell so you won't miss out. I hope to see you in the next one.